Yo, what is going on, you Stitch and Sableye? Arceus VSTAR has been everywhere. There's so many ways to build it and play it. It enables so many cards, and it just creates so many cool decks, just like this one that we're about to take a look at. I got to give a big shout out to Trainer Chip for basically this whole list. I changed like 2 or 3 cards, I think, total. I don't even remember what the changes were, but the list is Chip's. So huge shout out to Chip for this quad Arceus V-Star deck. That's right. It says basically only 4 Arceus V-Star. The other Pokemon in here is we have a Dunsparce in here to remove our fighting weakness, so those pesky Zapdos Vs, or to give us a chance against Rapid Strike Urshifu. But that matchup is tough. I played against a couple of those. Haven't beat them yet, but I've made it close. Dunsparce helps. Not quite enough to beat that matchup. But against like any other fighting stuff, it's been lights out. Great. Of course, we got 4/4 Arceus here. The Arceus V with the Trinity Charge, the Power Edge, and then, of course, the V-Star, one of the strongest cards in the format. Maybe the strongest card in the format. Because when you look at Mew VMAX, it's kind of all the pieces of the Fusion Strike system that kind of enable everything else, enable each other. But Arceus V-Star kind of does it all by itself. It doesn't really need that much help. It just does it all. 280 HP, the Trinity Nova 200, 3 basic energies, and attach them to your V Pokemon in any way you like for triple colorless. And then you got the V-Star Power, any 2 cards. Ridiculous trainer cards. Or should we talk about energy first? We play 8 Dark Energy and 4 DTE. And the reason we play Dark Energy is, well, we only have basically colorless attackers besides the Yveltal. It has the Dark Feather attack, so we may as well just play Dark Energy to have access to Dark Feather, which we actually use in single prize matchups. Because in single prize matchups, we can go Arceus, 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 or Arceus, Yveltal, Arceus, Arceus. And then that's 4 Pokemon that got to knock out as opposed to 3. So you get you mix the Yveltal in there, not just in single prize matchups. It's more important in single prize matchups. You can use it in any matchup, really. Really good. This card's actually just really good in general against Mew VMAX, single prize matchups. I mean, even other, like up against other Arceus decks, just throwing a 1 prize Pokemon at them sometimes is just nice. Maybe a Cry of Destruction to remove a couple of DTEs in the Arceus mirrors. It's just a good card. Good card all around. Fills a lot of spots, a lot of situations for us. So yeah, Arceus, like I said, ridiculously strong card. That's why it's our only Pokemon in here. It's the only thing we attack with. And I didn't think this deck would work at first when Chip first told me about it and when I looked at the list. But as I played with it, I was like, this kind of works. We get our Arceus set up. We set up more Arceus. And even though we don't play that many Pokemon, besides Mew VMAX, nothing's really donking us. We're not really getting KO'd like really fast. And even when Mew does do it, we can have some backup plans. The Yveltal can help, or get a different Arceus set up, whatever. We can get there. And what we use to kind of slow down, especially Mew VMAX from donking us, or other decks from kind of taking too aggressive of knockouts, we got 4 Paths to the Peak. We got 4 Big Charm, trying to keep the Arceus healthy. And then past that, once they do hit us, and hopefully we don't get knocked out, we got 3 Charon's Care in here, and that's more Charon's Care than pretty much any other Arceus deck plays. So we can just out heal any other Arceus deck. And should any other Arceus deck dare add another Charon to their deck, we could add another Charon to our deck, and then we could even add a Palpat, and so on and so forth, and just really beef up the healing to match the other Arceus deck. So that's like a line we can go, but 3 Charon's Care basically out heals any other Arceus deck right now, so we don't really need more than the 3, to be honest. 3 does the job. No support Pokemon, so we're really heavy on the draw supporters with 4 Research, 4 Marnie, and 4 Pokegear. And then we also play 4 Boss. We don't use 4 Boss every game, but I've been using them a lot, especially in matchups where we want to try and get ahead, and because we don't play any draw support like a B-Barrel or a Crobat or a Luminion, we do want to be able to find the boss's orders, so having 4 of them in the deck definitely helps a ton, to find the boss's orders, so we can draw into it or Pokegear into it or whatever. Got 1 Escape Rope, 1 Air Balloon, and 1 Switch as our switching cards. Now, this is where I think a cut could come in. So if you guys want to add anything and spice anything up, I would definitely say cut a Switch, cut an Air Balloon, or cut the Escape Rope. I'm not sure which ones are the best. The Escape Rope is definitely the most gimmicky of them, but it's been pretty useful. We have so many big charms in here. The Air Balloon hasn't been too great. And even if we use our Switch and our Escape Rope, the Yveltal's got 2 retreat costs, but we could attack with it, or just use Cry of Destruction. It has a retreat cost of 2, and we play 4 DTE, so we could expend a DTE there. And then Dunsparce has 1 retreat cost, so we don't have to constantly have an Air Balloon on one over the other. Should we start with it or put it in play to utilize? Our opponent's not going to be able to boss it up too many times and trap it in the active, because we have a ton of extra energy that we can expend. We only play this much energy, so we can make sure we get that turn 1 attachment, which is so important. So it really wouldn't be a problem like with these getting trapped in the active. So the Air Balloon is definitely not necessary. This is probably what I'd look to cut, but it's been really good for right now, so I haven't cut anything yet. Because I haven't really figured out anything that I definitely want to add. But this would be the card to cut, I think, would be the Air Balloon. And then 4 Ultra Ball and 4 Quick Ball for our Pokemon search. And that's the list for the Quad Arceus deck. Once again, huge shout out to Chip for the original build, and basically the build in general. Like I said, I changed like 2 or 3 cards, I think, from Chip's build. So huge shout out to Chip for the build. And if you guys want to catch me playing games with this deck, that deck, or any other Pokemon TCG deck, check out the live stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. First link in the description, give it a click, give it a follow. I stream every day except Mondays. And then if you guys are enjoying the content here on the YouTube channel, make sure you give the video a like and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, because I'm coming out with these videos every single day, trying to be consistent about that daily PTCGO or PTCGL videos. And the last thing I'll mention, if you guys aren't able to catch the live streams, I am posting the VODs. I was posting them here on this channel, but I actually made a second YouTube channel where I'm going to be posting the Twitch VODs. So if you want to get in, or do you want to get in on some of the live stream action, but you can't catch the live stream while I'm actually streaming, but you still want to see more games from me, once again, with this deck, that deck, whatever deck, go ahead. There's a link in the description, second link in the description, the VODs channel link. Give that a click. Go subscribe over there, so that way you're notified whenever a VOD video gets posted over there, and you can catch all those games as well. Okay, I think that's enough talking from me. Well, I guess I'm going to still be talking, but let's get some gameplay in here as well. Let's play a game with the quad Arceus deck. All right, no Arceus. Did open the Yveltal here. So we're going to have to go hunt down an Arceus out of this current hand, but it looks like we are going second, so we'll be able to play the Marnie for the turn. Got a path to the peak if we want to be aggressive with that, and it looks like we're up against Mew VMAX, so the answer is yes. We do want to be aggressive with that path to the peak. And then, yeah, find ourselves an Arceus, find ourselves an energy for the Arceus. Maybe, who knows, maybe we'll top deck a Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball or an Arceus. Be able to put that in play and then go from there. And it looks like they are... they're opening up pretty good here already. The Battle VIP pass is coming out. Of course, I can't do as much on the first turn going first. And if they do attach a special energy, to be honest, we could go with that turn 1 Cry of Destruction. Not feeling that. Yeah, not really feeling that, but it would be an option, to be honest. It would be an option. Turn 1 Cry of Destruction, but probably not. Probably not going to look for turn 1 Cry of Destruction. Probably just going to look for that Arceus, the energy. Hope the path sticks and slows them down for a turn or two. Sometimes it slows them down for the whole game, though. Sometimes that's all you need. That path to peak to stick for forever. And sometimes it just does. Sometimes it just sticks forever. It is a special energy, though. Onto the mellow, onto the action. So Cry of Destruction could be the route we go. I could be tempted to go with Cry of Destruction if we do find a DTE, but more likely than not, I'm gonna look for that attachment onto the Arceus. Look for that turn 2 Arceus. And they actually have a really slow start here. Huh. Alright, well, path. To be honest, Big Charm does protect us from getting just like Fusion Strike energy knocked out. So I think I am gonna throw the Big Charm down here. And then Marnie. Because if they just get just the Fusion Strike energy, the Yveltal would survive that. So path Marnie, only 1 Genesect in play for my opponent. 6 card hand after that, and we did whiff. But we do have the Cry of Destruction, so this one's gonna get interesting. The path is out there, the Cry of Destruction's coming in. Only 1 Genesect in play with a 5 card hand now with the top deck. Let's see if that's enough to put us away, or if we're gonna get another turn here. We've done all we can. We could even go with what is the attack even called? Dark Feather. We could even go with a Dark Feather on the next turn. We could, but we could. Depends what they do this turn if we're gonna want to do that, though. Quick Ball away the Quick Ball, probably for another Genesect. Do they have this? This makes me think they have the Stadium card. Maybe just thinning out the deck, though, to get to the next card. Mew down as well, and a pass. Okay, so slow start from both of us. Now we've got ourselves that Arceus, the energy for it, and then research. Look for that VSTAR on the next turn. Big Charm for it, and pass. No energy to Cry of Destruction away, so just pass over to my opponent, and we're gonna be going back and forth here for a little while, but this is what we want. This is why we play 4 Path to the Peak, to slow down those Mew decks like this, get ourselves ahead as soon as possible. Go with the Arceus. I think I am just gonna go with the Dark Feather now. Yeah, we can just play. We can just hit here, take the prize card, remove a Pokemon from play. Got a switch, not a whole ton of value to be gotten out of that, and then we can attach this energy on the next turn and keep using that Dark Feather. Because actually Arceus, we can't actually even KO a Genesect. We can't even KO a Genesect. So, okay, Cram-O-Matic from my opponent. Things might get interesting on this one. Here we go. It is a heads. Okay, the stadium's going to be coming out. This is where stuff gets interesting. Get themselves that stadium. Going to be able to start drawing some cards with some Genesects. And the game's going to be interesting. We're pretty set up, though. I'm feeling pretty good. We have a backup path to the peak. Get this Arceus online next turn. And if they want to attack this turn, they have to attack with special energy. So, it is possible that my opponent knocks out my Arceus VSTAR. That would be bad. It is possible, though. But if they do, they get 2 prize cards, and then we can go back into the Yveltal, go back into that Cryo Destruction, remove all their energy from play, and then we're still in a pretty good spot. And if they don't, if they knock out my Yveltal here, then we just go ahead, go into our Arceus, start swinging, start pressuring some knockouts, and once again, we're still in a pretty good spot. So it doesn't really matter how this turns out, you know, what they actually get the KO on here. We're going to be in a pretty good spot, I think, no matter what. And it could be really, really good for us, and my opponent could not attack this turn. Really slow start, or really slow turn, and then Cryo Destruction. We should remove those 2 Fusion Strike energies from play, and they do nothing. I feel like it's not going to go that way. They've got a lot of gas left in the deck, and should easily be able to take a knockout here. I am full faith in my opponent being able to take a KO here, to be honest. I actually might go KO that Mew V off the bench, though. I'm very tempted to, because with our hand, we're going to have access to the V-Star power. We could go V-Star power. We can get a boss. We can get a DTE. Ultra Ball for a fresh Arceus V. Boss. KO the Mew V on the bench. And then kind of see what they got from there. It does limit our options on the next turn, so I wouldn't mind just punching the VMAX here, to be honest, and just like taking that out. That would be fine with me as well. Another Cram-O-Matic heads. They're going to have a pretty good turn, I think, with that. Yeah, another Cram-O-Matic heads there is going to lead to probably a pretty good turn this turn. I don't think they're passing with a bunch of Mew stuff on the bench. Here comes the Ultra Ball. Let's see what they're... Oh, they're not going to like that on the next. Double Training Court. Oh my, they're thinning out the hand for the Genesect draw, but at what cost? There goes the escape rope, like I said they might do. But like I also mentioned, this act, I don't mind it going this way, to be honest. Like I mentioned, I don't mind it going this way at all. I have the switch, but I might go with a Charon's Care instead, to be honest. We'll see. Yveltal can remove both those special energies from play. But they do have a basic energy in play, so they could go double basic energy on the following turn. Then I wouldn't be able to really mess with that. So I think I'm just gonna go hit here as with Arceus, even though we are gonna be a damaged Arceus in the active. I think I'm just gonna hit this UV max, to be honest. They could KO, so in which case we would have to kind of go default back into that Yveltal, but it's pretty unlikely that they KO us here. They haven't even played any tablets, I don't think. Do they even play tablets, I guess is the question. But they're down a lot of stadiums, which you love to see. So once again, like I said, putting us in a pretty good spot. Putting us in a pretty good spot. Taking the time, here we go. There's the hit. Here comes the Techno Blast. Okay, so like I said, we have a couple options. I like the idea of just hitting with the Arceus this turn, though. I think, and setting up a little bit more, though. Just like set up, keep going from here. Arceus top deck is great. Throw that down. Big Charm. Now I do... If I want to use this path to the peak, which to be honest, I just do. I have to use my Starbirth right now, but I can actually draw one off the Rose Tower first, which is fine. Okay. Whatever. Now I definitely need to do this now. Probably just get the Big Charm set up, to be honest. We do have one path to the peak left. It's going to be a little bit hard to find, though, because we don't have our Starbirth ability anymore. Let's get our... let's beef up our Arceus. Path to the peak, and then research. Bunch of Arceus stuff. Good to see. And yeah, last path to the peak in hand. Okay, Trinity Nova, just going to go for that hit. We'll see what our opponent has on the next turn. I'm gonna go for 2, actually, in case they go for some... Yeah, if I put like 3 on 1, that'd be some... could line up some cheesy boss plays. So I'm just gonna go with 2 there. Get my opponent here. over to them. And we might be able to kind of force this game into a resource war, to be honest. We'll see what they do here. They can do like a psychic leap play here, shuffle this Mew back into the deck. But depending on what energy they have in play, we could just go into Yveltal, just use Cry of Destruction, because I would assume they would send up a Genesect at that point. They have plenty of switches left, so they can set up Genesect to like wall for a turn. I would hit that, or I just don't hit and I use Cry of Destruction. That's why the Yveltal is so good in this matchup. It really helps us in any awkward scenario our opponent tries to put us in. We just get out of it with Yveltal, basically. It's like, we can force the one prizer on them. It makes it awkward for them to always have boss to be chasing our Arceus. Then we can just challenge our Arceus as we keep sending up Yveltal to hit their Mews. We can use the Cry of Destruction in response to a really aggressive early play, or kind of a slower setup play where they're just kind of like have a bunch of Mew VMAXs in play with a bunch of Fusion Strike energy and kind of threatening that quad Fusion Strike energy play. Boom, we go in with the Yveltal, use that Cry of Destruction, remove 3 Fusion Strike. Like, that's 3 Fusion Strike energy. That's a lot of energy to be removed from play. It just, yeah, overall puts us in such a good spot. They're doing the switch play on the Mew, so it looks like they are going to re-attack with this Mew. The question just kind of becomes, what attack are they going to use? That is kind of the question here. Got a couple different options. The leap or the Max Miracle are the ones that make a ton of sense, but I don't think they've played a tablet yet. Or no, did they? They maybe did, actually. No, I think they did. Yeah, there's the leap. 100 damage. Okay. I was like, wait, no, I think they did, right? Yeah, they did. Let's see what they send up, though. Let's see what they send up. Once again, like I said, we can kind of play this slow. Kind of wait them out. What they send up here is going to be a big deal. Oh, I have to send up first. I mean, I think I'm always trying to remove that energy off that Mew with Yveltal here. So I think we always send up Yveltal here. Oh, they sent up the Mew. Now I just kind of want to hit it. Now I just kind of want to hit it, to be honest. Okay. I don't love giving up the Marnie here, but I also want to go get a VSTAR to protect my energy with. I want to evolve when I attach a Silver to it. So we can just go with the Dark Feather for 160, which I'm fine with. And if they want to Psychic Leap this one away, they once again lose 2 more energy in play. I got Path to the Peak in play. I got another Path to the Peak in hand. They're down 3 stadiums. So we'll eventually like out-resource them. So, and we actually don't want to lose this other Arceus because we can get into a weird situation in the late game. And I know you might be thinking, well, why not discard this Arceus? You don't need it. If they KO 2 Arceus, they win. But we can get into a weird situation in the late game where we want to use Charon's Care. And if we only have 1 Arceus VSTAR in play, we can't do it. So actually, if you guys play this deck, make sure you don't discard your 4th Arceus V. There's been like a lot of decks in the past in the Pokemon TCG where you have like, you know, like a setup like this where you just set up your big Pokemon and you just set up like 2 or 3 of them. But in this deck specifically, because you can loop with Charon's Care, you don't want to run out of that other one to loop into. So just make sure you hold that last Arceus V-Star for these situations. Otherwise, you'll end up in a situation. Oh, there's the Echoing Horn. Okay. You might be able to get a prize card this turn then. Otherwise, you could end up in a situation where you don't have another Arceus V-Star to go into. They actually might be able to get the KO here. Let's see. Let's see what they do. There's the tablet. Okay, so 2 prize cards left for my opponent. This one's getting there, but they're going to run out of energy on the next turn. We're going to bring up our Arceus, knock them out, because they have to go with the Techno Blast here if they want to get the KO. If not, then we can just retreat. We add a Fusion Strike energy. They will have DTE left. No V-Star here, of course, is not great. No Charon's Care in the hand is also not great to reset a potentially damaged Arceus. Now, at this point, because they only have 2 prize cards left, now we can kind of give this one up. They got that Echoing Horn, that cheesy Echoing Horn play. I was hoping there would be I guess the Dunsparce is prized here. All right, I'm going to hold the DTE, actually, and I'm just going to go with the Trinity Nova, and I'm going to accelerate these Dark Energy into play here. Thin out the deck as well a little bit more. Now, it is possible my opponent could close this one out. We don't have the V-Star for this one, unfortunately, so we can't get out of range of a KO fully. So it is possible that we lose the game this turn. But it is possible we also win the game next turn with a KO on this Mew V. We'll see what my opponent has here. This is a close one, and this is the way this matchup goes. Here comes the Cramomatic. This could be kind of deciding the game right here, right now, to be honest. It's a heads. Do they have a 4th? They are down 3 stadiums, right? Yeah, do they have a fourth stadium to work with? They did take that pretty fast, so it makes me think. The answer is yes. The old cemetery is coming into play, and yeah, like I said, it's a close one. And it looks like Cramomatic might decide this one in the end. So what do they need? They need a DTE, Mew VMAX, some tablets. There's tablet number 1, and a boss. Bring up my Arceus V on the bench. I wasn't able to make into a V-Star soon enough. Wasn't able to do it soon enough. So let's see if they can do it. I could have also, instead of hitting that Mew V on the last turn, I could have used the Cry of Destruction to take away the option for them to be able to draw prize cards. I didn't think they'd quite have a play like that they did. The Echoing Horn, the boss. Yeah, I didn't think they'd quite be able to put something like that together. I thought my Arceus was going to get punched at the very most, to be honest, on that last turn. They did quite a bit more than that, though. They did quite a bit more. Still need a little bit to pull it together here. Not guaranteed, but here comes an Ultra Ball. Gonna thin out more cards from the hand. Peony and Escape Rope go down. We'll see if they have any more. Do they have any more Pokemon left? They should have a Pokemon or 2 left, right? Down through Muse, Mellow, whatever. I mean, last Mellow is prized. They might not be able to fill up the bench. That could be a big deal. They can't fill up their bench here with Fusion Strike Pokemon. Drawing that much less off those Fusion Strike systems from the Genesect. Also, they could just not have. You have a Mew V there, so they do rock the 4. They could just have. I mean, they might have to go with like a Fusion Strike play. The switch. Oh my gosh, yeah. They're probably gonna see their whole deck here. So if they've got it in the deck, then then they've got it. To be honest, if it's in the deck, they definitely have it at this point, I think. How many switch are they down? Can we ever do? They're down 2 switch to Escape Rope, so that's probably all their switching cards. There's the boss on my Arceus V. Need a couple more cards. Need another tablet. Need a DTE, and that should be enough, right? Because 270 minus 20, 250. So, last boss or second choice belt, because they're only down 1, or last tablet or second choice belt. Need a DTE, which they probably play 1 or 2 of those as well. Only a Genesect for 2 there, though. Couldn't burn too much out of that hand. Maybe we have some hope here. Or there might be some hope here. But there's the retreat. That's not good. I don't like that. I don't like seeing them retreat to the Mew VMAX here. But they're playing slow, so that's always a good sign. If your opponent's playing slow. And it's a Fusion Strike energy to the active. Oh my gosh. I think we've survived the turn. I don't think there's any way for them to actually do anything else. There's the pass. All right. Arceus to the hand. Boss up the Mew. And then Evolve in Trinity Nova. That was a close one. And that's the quad Arceus V-Star deck. I love this deck. It is a ton of fun. Really close matchup against the Mew VMAX here, but that's the way this matchup kind of goes. It's a close one. We weren't really able to set up as cleanly as we usually like, but Mew's pretty aggressive deck, so that's sometimes what happens in that matchup. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And if you want to catch me with playing more decks, more PTCGL in general, check out the live stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. First in the description, give it a click, give it a follow. Okay, guys, that's it. See you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Peace.